First dates can be magical.
Would you like to go on a date with me?
I'm sorry?
Date? You said not to play hot and cold with you, so, I'll pick you up around 8.
Or they can be a complete disaster. And in Grey's Anatomy, the latter often takes center stage. From awkward encounters to downright disastrous outcomes, the main characters at Seattle Grace have endured some of the most cringe-worthy first dates imaginable. These moments are a blend of heartbreak, humor, and classic Grey's drama, showing us that even doctors can have a tough time in the dating world. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we dive into the 6 worst first dates that made us laugh, cry, and sometimes secondhand cringe. Starting off at number 6, we have Izzie and Denny. Izzie and Denny are one of the most beloved couples in the entire season. Tragic, beautiful, and passionate, they were the epitome of a forbidden romance. After all, Izzie was one of the surgeons that had been working on his case, and she even stole a heart for him. However, their first date, while sweet, wasn't ideal. The entirety of their relationship existed within the hospital walls due to his heart condition. That puts a damper on things, to say the least.
You want to play some Scrabble, or are you too tired?
Scrabble, please.
So their first date was a game of Scrabble in Denny's hospital room. Being unable to go out and dress up just adds to the sadness of their short-lived soulmate relationship. At number 5, we have Callie and Arizona. Callie and Arizona casually dated for a while before they were able to have a proper date. Unfortunately, it wasn't exactly worth the wait. While these two had been one of the stronger couples on the show, their relationship was almost over before it even began, as their date was a low point. As fans remember, Callie ended up being disowned by her family once she revealed that she was bisexual. It also meant that they were cutting her off from the family's money, which meant she had begun budgeting everything.
Do you know what I was doing before they brought over the check? I was counting in my head, trying to figure out how I was gonna buy food for the rest of the week if my half was $75, because I don't have $75, because my father disowned me and has cleared out my bank account. I am broke, and I am exhausted, Arizona.
The financial issues she was having ended up affecting her relationship a little after Callie was seen avoiding Arizona. And at number 4, we have Cristina and Owen.
You're really late. They probably closed the kitchen.
I didn't want you to think that I stood you up.
Are you drunk?
I haven't been on a date in 5 years, since before I entered the military, and I just wanted to take the edge off.
Late and drunk? You are late and drunk?
I will make this up to you, I promise. This is not what you deserve. I know this is not what you deserve, and I will make this up to you. I promise.
Okay, before you say anything else, Dr. Goodtimes, you need to shower. You smell like a distillery.
After her breakup with Burke, Cristina became even more closed off. However, Owen was one of the people who was determined to open her up. He asks her on their first date in front of some of their colleagues, which fans thought was really sweet. However, this quickly turns into one of the worst first dates as Owen comes late and under the influence. He comes into her home, stumbling and rambling about how nervous he was. Up to this point, Cristina is not happy at being forced to wait hours for him. However, she does forgive him when she realizes he was suffering with PTSD. Luckily, they do manage to get another chance. At number 3, we have April and Jackson. While preparing for their boards, Jackson and April spent some time together and eventually hooked up. This was a huge deal because April had admitted that she was a virgin and saving herself for marriage.
Oh, you're kissing me right now. Yeah, you're a virgin, you're a virgin.
Yes, because my whole life since I was a kid, I had this idea of how my life was supposed to be, these rules that I was supposed to follow, but...
While she briefly panicked in the aftermath, she dismissed her doubts, and the two hooked up again in the bathroom. Evidently, this made for a sticky beginning to their romance. Coming off at number 2, we have Meredith and George. For Meredith and George, their worst first date was undoubtedly their ill-fated one-night stand. George, one of Meredith's closest friends and fellow interns, had always harbored feelings for her.
I did a terrible thing. He's been in love with you since day one. There's no way you didn't know that.
But his love was unrequited, as Meredith's heart belonged to Derek. He was the kind, dependable option, perhaps too simple for someone as complex as Meredith. However, one emotional night, she and George ended up in bed together. What could have been a romantic moment quickly turned awkward and heartbreaking when she broke down crying during the act. It left him devastated and undeniably marked one of the most uncomfortable moments in the series. Finally, at number 1, we have Meredith and Derek. Meredith and Derek are undeniably Grey's Anatomy's most iconic love story, but their beginning was far from a fairy tale. Their first date took place at Joe's Bar, the beloved hangout spot for Seattle Grey staff. Meredith had just moved to Seattle to start her internship, and Derek was already an attending at the hospital.
New attending now, Dr. Shepard, he's over there.
But neither of them knew that at the time. In fact, the next morning, Meredith couldn't even remember Derek's name, let alone what he did for a living. While their unconventional start was anything but romantic, it stands out as one of the rare moments they shared outside the hospital. First dates are never easy, and on Grey's Anatomy, they're often unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. These moments show us that even doctors struggle when it comes to matters of the heart. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed revisiting these cringe-worthy moments, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Grey's Anatomy deep dives.